Okay, hello, good evening, and welcome to Wednesday, which means it's eCommerce Wednesday. So, last week on eCommerce Wednesday, I told you about the secret squirrel. Now, there isn't actually a squirrel involved. It's just the name I decided to call it for some unknown reason. Mainly because, it's kind of a secret squirrel kind of bit of information, I guess. I think I remember the secret squirrel detective or something. Anyway, so no great significance to the word secret squirrel, but that doesn't stop the information being fantastic. And if squirrels do it for you, then that's an added bonus. So, last week we talked about Secret Squirrel 1, which was basically traffic. And we spoke about all the ways to do that. And if you missed that, it'd be in the paid vault. And I suggest you get that at, where is it? click.com/Buick Show. Put in the coupon Buick Show and you'll save a shed load of money. So that's not bad, is it? So click.com/Buick Show to get the back episodes, past, present and future, plus some extra exclusive bonuses like the no phone marketing. So we told you about that last week. So this week we're going to do Secret Squirrel 2, which is optimizing conversion. Now, I'm going to start with the basic bit, which is that conversion is really about making people feel well, not just warm and fluffy, although that helps, but just to make sure that they feel that they're in control and that there's no unexpected surprises and nothing that skews what's going on. So there's a recent interesting survey yesterday about reasons for cart abandonment. This store followed up thousands of its users and asked them why they didn't complete their purchase in the checkout. And 61%, okay, 2/3 of the people. So I don't know how they added this up because that adds up to more than 100. But anyway, some people must have had more than one. But anyway, 2/3 of them, one of their main issues was extra costs like shipping, taxing, or any other kind of fee. So obviously, if they see the price, they kind of want that to be the price. You probably need to split test it with your audience because and it's going to vary, and there are very strategies that we could do this. But basically, if you can't afford to do free shipping, you could put the price of the base unit up and then offer free shipping, and that may actually work out better than doing a cheap price thing and then doing full charge shipping. But you need to test it because not everyone is going to balk at the shipping cost. Normally, in the old days, particularly with eBay and stuff, people expect it to be a penny, in the auction, but they don't seem to mind if they have to pay 15-20 quid to get it delivered to them, because how else are they going to get it? But obviously that works because they really want the thing, and it's only a penny. But they don't necessarily balk at the fact that there is shipping on top. Now, if it's a penny and free shipping, then obviously that would be a phenomenal deal, but there'd be probably something wrong with it because how can they afford to ship something for a penny when the shipping is going to cost a minimum of £2 or whatever? So you need to vary it, and one of the strategies is to do it normally, so charge the price you want to charge and charge the shipping you want to charge. Maybe you could do a shipping bundle, whereas if they order more than one, that you'll reduce the shipping, and maybe if they get over a certain threshold, then it'll be free shipping, and obviously then you can do your maths, and maybe it just works out that you're really only knocking off like £1 or $1 per item to pay for the shipping, or however it works out. But the strategy otherwise is to price them normally, and then on the exit pop, when they abandon the cart, or if you've got a cart and abandonment script, or if you even just manually go through it, and email them after they've started an order but didn't finish it, and just say, now you can have free shipping, or a big discount on free shipping, or we can't do free shipping, but we can give you an extra 10-15% off the price, which is the same as free shipping. So you could justify it in some way that you weren't just suddenly able to do free shipping, but maybe you could discount the product, or certainly if they buy two, and that would obviously increase the sales, and then you're getting the full profit back on the other one, assuming it doesn't cost you that much more to send, of course. So it will get your your turnover higher, but it will keep your profit higher, and you'll get the sale, which is probably way preferable to not getting the sale, as long as you make enough money. So that's a strategy for doing it as an exit pop or a follow, or you can try and split test in the various things. Or another neat way is to do, which is kind of what some computer dealers and stuff do, is that they offer free shipping, but it will take quite a long time. But if you want it sooner than that, then you have to pay a premium price, and on that circumstance, you've ordered it, you're going to get it, for no extra money, but then you're faced with, do you want it this week or next, or maybe in 2 weeks, and when you're faced with that, you're thinking, well, for another, $6-10 or whatever, I'll have it, tomorrow or something like that, whatever it is, and that's a kind of way of what's the word? Sidetracking the price, really, so that they realise that they're paying the money for shipping to get a good service and to get it delivered quickly. And it just removes it, I think, from the psychology of the price of the goods and then the price of the shipping, combined being too much. But saying you can have the product, it is definitely free shipping, but it will take a long time, or it will take longer than you might want. So if you want it, express, then pay $6-10 towards the shipping to get fast shipping. So it's just a way of kind of doing it. But the other thing that I want to show you is that 35% of the people, so that's a third, 1 in 3 people, abandoned the cart because they just didn't want to create an account. Okay, so having a guest checkout where they don't need to fill in their, register their email and confirm and all that kind of nonsense, they can just put in their, name and address, probably an email just to confirm the order, but they're not actually creating an account. Now, I mean, obviously, if you want to create an account behind the scenes for them automatically, then that's up to you. But it should be like a one-step process. I think that's the real thing. It isn't good when you're about to check out and you have to register. Okay, and you go through some other set of pages and you're not sure if they're going to open in a new window or the same window or whatever, and it seems like a distraction, and what are you registering for? But if you just want to put in your name and shipping and email address to get the notifications and the delivery alerts, then sure. But that's a kind of a one-step process. And if you just put a comment on there, saying we'll also automatically create an account for you, just subtly like that, then they're not going to care. But the fact really that it's a one-step process gets over their laziness, because obviously they have to give you, for physical goods, they have to give you their address, otherwise you can't post the thing. And if it's an electronic product, then they have to give you their email so that you can send it, to them, or send the link to them. So they're going to have to register effectively. It's just that people are kind of lazy and intimidated, and they're wondering what they're registering for. So as I say, if you make it a one-step process, you ask for the details, you say that you're automatically going to open an account for them, so they can check their order and that kind of stuff, give it a good reason. And that's done. But look at that, 1 in 3 people who abandon are doing so because they just don't want to create an account. And that's such a simple and easy thing to do. It's just to put the guest checkout on and just to make it a one-step process. Okay, naturally, too long, complicated checkout processes. We really want 1-2 pages maximum. Anything more than that, Don't ask them for the kitchen sink. Better to ask them for that once they've paid. And the stuff's on the way. It doesn't have to be done, right in the moment. Not knowing how much they're going to pay because the shipping price is right at the very end, or even sometimes the price is at the very end. That happened to me a couple of days ago. You just don't order because you just don't know. There must be a reason why they're not telling you how much the final cost is. So I'm not going to bother. Errors and crashed. I don't know why that's so high. That's 1 in 5. That's a bit crazy. Didn't trust the site. Again, that should be easily rectifiable. By looking professional, having a proper logo, being credible, making sure your terms are up there, making sure your trust symbols are up there, which, as I say, is basically the way that the store interacts with the users. So there shouldn't really be any great secrets there, and you should be able to overcome that, with the trust guarantees and looking like a legitimate thing. Delivery too slow. Obviously, that's a bigger problem if you're drop shipping. It's still quite high on the list, 1 in 8. But if it's worth waiting for, then you could circumvent that. But obviously you have to be realistic with the delivery dates. And again, this is where the shipping thing can come in. That it's going to take X if they want free shipping. But if they want to pay, they can get expedited. I can't even say that word. Expedited. And that money might help you to order, for you to order from the supplier expedited, even if it's drop shipping. So you can use that money directly to get a drop shipper to send it quicker. They nearly all do. I've got what that's called now, but the quicker post. And that's an option. But you do that once they've got it in the cart, so at least you're getting that far. Not enough payment methods. I don't think that's really thingy. And the credit card was declined. Obviously that just happens. It's 5%. It's it's kind of normal for e-commerce kind of loss really, for that to happen. So that's not really a thing. But but the main thing, 2/3 of the people, 1 in 3 people, just abandon it because it's going to turn out to be more than they perceive worth paying for. So obviously if you can increase the perceived value, increase the scarcity, bundle it to make the the deal better, to make the shipping seem acceptable, or to do these other methods that I spoke about earlier. Then they could all circumvent that, but that's a massive amount of abandoned orders for one particular reason. Okay, and as I say, the guest checkout, you can do that, and the clarity and all this kind of thing. Again, it's just being even if you haven't got fancy calculators and stuff like that, it's just putting the text with the product, and so shipping is normally around whatever, and it normally takes this, and you can pay by this and this, and and you're able to track your order all the way along, all that kind of stuff, and it's pretty much the same for everything. You'll have to maybe change the shipping price on one thing, and if you state your policies on shipping, like if they get 2 they get the shipping half price, or if they want to get expedited, I should have done an easier word than expedited, if they want to get fast delivery, then they can just pay towards the cost, and then they'll get it quicker. That might be a better option in the cart if you can do it, but if you can't do it in the cart, then do it at the front, because it's more important that people understand what they're paying. Okay, if there's an issue with the price, then obviously you just need to reframe it to make the product less of a commodity and more of a bundle deal, which is irresistible basically. Okay, so that was these. Obviously, the important thing, most important thing, is to try and get their details so that you can follow up if they abandon the cart. So if you can get them on the list, if you're using interactive funnel technology like ConvertFox, anything like that, where you can kind of work out who they are and link that with their email, then that gives you the chance to follow up. But there are, simple things like, the push web messages. It's fairly innocuous. It's just, click the button once if you want, updates from this site. And that's it. There's no email to fill in. You're not really in control of, if they unsubscribe from it or whatever. And if they do, you've got no follow-up. You can circumvent that with, using the remarketing pixel as well. But the web push messages are very innocuous. Probably the most innocuous thing ever. All the messenger bots and stuff, they're a little bit more complicated. There was one out the other day, and you had to tick the box to give permission to send it to Facebook Messenger. So that supposes that they have a Facebook account, that they're happy to be messengered on it from you, and that they react to those kind of things anyway. So unless there's a really good reason, maybe that doesn't work so well. But product info, delivery times, special deals, coupon of the day, extra bundle items, they're all things that might make it worth it. Actually, might make it worth opting in. So and if you could get their SMS mobile phone number, that'd be phenomenal. But there has to be a really good reason why people need to opt in, especially with their SMS phone number. So that's what I want to talk about next quickly, which is basically to get their SMS number or even their email is a big deal. Okay, that's why the web push is so innocuous, is so great, because it's just click the button and that's that's it. It doesn't seem like much of a commitment. Messenger, again, very convoluted, relies on Facebook, relies on lots of stuff. There has to be a really good reason to get them to opt in. So if it's a commodity item, then that's not really going to work. So we want to do everything we can to not be a commodity item. We want to make it something that they really want to have, which means that going through a small hoop, like giving their email or their mobile phone number, would be in their best interest. They would want to do that because they're going to get a benefit out of it. And not just that that you get to contact them, but that they actually get a benefit out of it. So you need to come up with a thing. So basically, when they opt in, okay, XYZ will happen, and they'll get XYZ again. I'll just say XYZ. That's we really need a reason like that. To make them opt in, to increase the value. And as I say, if we can make it not a commodity product, that will help us enormously to break down that barrier, basically. So what can we do? It can be something that you've done. It could be instructions. It could be insider information. It could be a community. It could be access to extra deals. Doesn't have to be discount deals. It could just be access to extra exclusive items or news when items are coming in, or possibly personalization gifts or something like that. But something, it could be something that you've created that you give them access to, like how to get the best out of the tool, like power tips, anything like that. So it could actually be info product basically that you're giving them to go along with the thing. I mean, for instance, if it's a cooking thing, then obviously anything about recipes, which can be electronic and whatever, could be really good. Also, you could extend the offer. So again, if it was cooking, you might include some special spices, which as a little sample pack is only really going to cost you the cost of repackaging the big bag into small little like mini clip bags probably, or I tend to use pill boxes, but from the chemist, but I buy them wholesale, or however you want to do it, little jars or little plastic pots, or something. Obviously it needs to be hygienic and all that kind of stuff, You got to follow food safety laws if there's anything like that involved. But you know, you don't have to buy a little pre-packet of you know, spices. You can just buy a big pack and repack it yourself, as long as you do it, you know, professionally. But it could be, you know, little things. You know, you get those little you know, like 10p you know, ketchup sachets and stuff like that. You know, there's probably other versions of that. But it's in the fact that, you know, this you know, taster spice sample pack is, you know, something that they're not going to get any other way, and it's really going to help their meal. You know, and again, obviously you can actually include recipes. You know, it could be access to videos and a little membership site, which is another great way of getting their email contact details out of them. That was a super mega tip, by the way, if you missed that. You know, it could be PDFs that they can print and download themselves, or it might be something, you know, that you send them in the post. You know, a 32-page, you know, book, you know, stroke magazine. You know, probably costs about well, let's say $8 on the upside. Yeah, and it's full colour and really, really nice. So, you know, if that's on an order of, you know, $100 and you're making 50%, you're making $50, then giving them an $8 gift actually isn't, you know, the end of the world. And as I say, so it's a high class thing, and they'll keep it, and your branding's on it, and that'll be good for repeat custom. Their friends will see it, and that might get you word of mouth, you know, referrals. So, you know, it's a pretty good investment of £8. You know, and obviously it's branded. But if you don't want to go that far for something printed, you know, you can just do an electronic PDF and do it that way. Or it could be something you even, you know, put in a little USB stick, because you can get those now for like, you know, $1 or $2. You know, really easy to include in an order, or just to put in a jiffy bag and send in the, you know, in the post. So there's all these extra things you could extend the order with. You know, obviously we can do bundles, which will make it seem, you know, a lot better, and particularly if you're, you know, imaginative with the bundles and you are collecting stuff together that they wouldn't normally, you know, get access to, or wouldn't think to get access to, but, you know, and certainly not in that quantity. You know, again, like spices, you tend to have to buy a lot of them, and you don't even know if you like it yet. So if you can give them a little, you know, spice assortment or something, then, you know, that's going to go down really well. And again, you know, a spice rack and, you know, pre-filled, you know, might only cost you, I don't know, $4 or $5. And again, you know, that puts us, you know, $100 order. Yeah, that's a really good incentive, because it's something that you might actually sell for $20. So they're getting $20 of value. You know, it only cost you $4, and they just need to, you know, spend $100 minimum order or whatever. So you can see how you can incentivize it. But once you start doing all those kind of things, it's no longer just a commodity product. It's your version of it. And if you're creative with what, you know, what it is, and, you know, you center it around a, you know, kind of a Italian lovers or Valentine, you know, romantic meal kind of, you know, not banquet, but, you know, meal, you know, occasion. You know, you turn a meal into an occasion, so you're really, you know, selling the occasion as much as you are the meal, and the bits to make it and whatever. Yeah, and the pot to put it, you know, cook it in, all that sort of stuff. Then, you know, it's no longer a straight commodity. They can't just go and get that anywhere else. And if this, you know, special evening, romantic evening, you know, kit pack, a PDF, you know, whatever it is, then that's starting to make the offer irresistible. Now, again, you can extend that and do a series of those. And it might be your, you know, like your own range of cookbooks, and maybe you split that up into, you know, 10 different, what do we call them, 10 different issues, and they can only get one issue with, you know, with each order over, you know, $100. So once they start collecting one, they're going to want to collect the others, particularly if you tell them what's in the others, and, you know, again, they're irresistible. So you could just do that with desserts, and, you know, they could get, you know, the fudge brownie in one, but the double choc, you know, vanilla something or other, you know, is actually in book 2, so they've got to come back and get that. And then you can do it with points, or, you know, anything, you know, like that you want. And And you know, again, with digital products and stuff like that, and special compilations that you've made and exclusive things that you're importing, and you know, it could be that you just import a product which you not intending to sell, but it's just the fact that it comes in, you know, for $1 to $6, and it has a perceived value of maybe $20, and you can use that as the order sweetener or the bundle, you know, creator. Yeah, and you could do that with all sorts of things, you know, with yoga and you know, with fashion. Yeah, you could do scarves and things with beauty. You could do, you know, different makeup things, you know, blusher or eyebrow something or other, and you know, just really make it into something a bit, you know, a bit unique and a bit, you know, has a higher perceived value. And then, you know, if you do a series of those, you can make it collectible. And that's great. If you can do a bundle, and not just a bundle, but a you know, it's kind of a collection really, but what's the word I'm looking for? Well, you know, certainly the occasion pack, you know, that's going to separate it from being whatever it is to the occasion. And that's going to be pretty irresistible, because it's not just a, you know, pair of socks. It's a birthday occasion for some reason, because you've added something, you know, to it. But yeah, by bundle I really mean a, I can't think of the word for it. But, you know, a kind of a kit. Yeah, you kind of turn it into a unique kit of other things. And that will make it a bundle. So it's not just, you know, not just you know, increasing the quantity or combining it with something logical, but you know, something more of a treat, and something that makes it extend beyond the thing. You know, like the spices with the, you know, with whatever it is. You know, even if you're just selling, you know, the pots and pans or cutlery. You know, selling cutlery, you could do a table, you know, mat decoration things, or you know, little vases or candles, or you know, anything like that. You know, just something to make it a little bit extra special. You know, to do it. So, you know, saying that they can sign up to get these kind of extra gifts is also another way of getting their opt-in. So, as well as not making it a commodity and making it, you know, really worth buying, and you know, and being prepared to, you know, pay a little bit for the shipping or whatever, yeah, because it's, you know, special, like these things here. If you offer these things, you know, access to these things as part of the fact when they opt in, then that's way more effective, certainly in my eyes, than just saying, you know, opt in, and we can tell you of all the other stuff we can sell you. Okay, that's not really that exciting, or, you know, unless it's something, you know, particularly, you know, pleasure hobby based, then it's probably not something they're that excited to get updates on. You know, don't particularly want to sign up for when the next edition of, you know, cutlery is going to come in or something. You know, it's not, or sweaters. It's just not, you know, it's not something that I want that much, that I'm prepared to do it. Now, you know, in hobby businesses, so I'm into music technology and music software and stuff like that, and, you know, different sounds and samples and things, and they are, you know, kind of unique and precious and worth having. So news of that sort of stuff I would be interested in, because it's very important to me. Okay, and probably other niches like photography and, you know, anything craft based in particular. You know, will probably work better, you know, with that kind of approach. But regular stuff, commodity stuff, you know, not so much. So you have to kind of transcend the commodity and turn it into, you know, from kitchenware into, you know, master chef kind of thing, or romantic evening kind of thing, or whatever. But if that's what you're offering when they opt in, access, or the start of access to that kind of stuff, and they can get points, and you know, maybe they get, I wouldn't tend to do it with discount, but you could do discount coupons if you want, you know, immediate $5 coupon if you're dealing with, you know, cheap people, which is only about 5% of the market. The other 95% are more interested in, you know, quality and value, and not just discount. So only 5% of the cheap people. But, you know, you could certainly say points, or rewards, or, you know, however you want to describe it. and that could be redeemable for whatever, and maybe a voucher or a discount coupon is one of those. But I'd rather get the spice rack full of spices than 50p off. It's just not exciting. Or even the £4 off that it might cost you to make that. So that's basically how we can do that, and try and get better reasons for them to opt in, and basically make the whole store more irresistible, so that we actually can get over, or it's worth getting over, all these roadblocks where people give up because it's something's not right. And most of them we can fix, but the bottom line is really, if the order is irresistible and it's not a commodity, then people will go through these hoops a little bit more. Not much more, but a little bit more. And these are just some of the ideas that you might use, and you can come up with your own. Kind of ran out of time to give an example. I haven't really got a good example for any particular e-commerce niche, particularly in my head at the moment. But as an example, so I'm releasing my SaaS product, which is obviously a software as a service. So it's a digital product. It's not an info product. It's software that runs on the web, and this particular thing helps them to run webinars basically. So what can I in this vein of what we're talking about, what could we do to really pique their interest, get them to opt in, encourage them to order this kind of stuff? How do we make it go beyond what they might think is just a regular, just another webinar platform, if you like, to something irresistible? How do we turn it into something irresistible? So one of the biggest things is that they're going to have roadblocks, either from actually buying or from when they actually have it, how they're going to get the most out of it. So simplistically, to do a webinar, you need to be able to do presentations. So anything that helps them to do presentations, that would probably be a good thing. Now, if that's like a course, and it might be one that I've made myself, so it may not cost me anything, or it might be one I bought in PLR for maybe $10-20 or something. But that course has a value of say $297 or something, and and the product's only let's say it's 100 quid at the moment. Then they're getting $297 of value with the training, and that's a training that removes their roadblock, because they can't do the webinar unless they're able to do presentations. So they might be thinking, I really want to do webinars, but I don't know how to do presentations. Then you include that, or I'm going to include that in in the bundle. So now my package is not like any other webinar platform, because I've got this particular training in it, and if I explain why this training is exclusive and important, and does something that no other training does, even if you paid for it, then that would be good. And I can do that mainly by tuning into what I believe or have researched is their problems. Turning them to a power user, making them get more out of the purchase because of something. So that could be a checklist, or a script, or a pro opening kit, which might be a lower third and a music sting or something, and a voiceover. Something that really make their webinar go with a bang, really. And basically anything else that's the extended speed stripes of this thing. So it could be that if they do it today, I give them an immediate upgrade to something, another set of features of the package, or plus one the pack that they're on, or give them extra credits, or whatever it is. And again, that's taking the focus away from the product, and the product being a price, and potentially being a commodity or something that they could possibly get somewhere else if they don't understand why it's so special. but it's it's always to I don't want to say distract, because that sounds devious, but it refocuses them on on what's on the table. And if we're removing roadblocks and making them power users, and giving them extra speed stripes, that kind of stuff, then it's making the offer more irresistible, really, and not comparable either. Hang on, irresistible, and not comparable, which is another important thing, and not a commodity, which is the most important thing. Okay, so that's ways that that I could excuse me, entice them to make my offer more resistible. Yeah, that's really it, really. And that's going to be all part of this customer experience thing going on here, and optimizing conversion, because if these bundled elements, maybe I offer all of them, then what was it? And then I lost my thread there. Anyway, it makes it not a commodity, and it means that they're more. Sorry, that's what it means that they're more likely to buy, because the best way of optimizing conversion is to make them really, really want it with an actual irresistible offer, that they see the perceived value in it, and basically that's the big, the big thing is more perceived value. That's the bottom line. It's not price or discount, it's perceived value. So if we're putting in these extra things that as I say, either overcome their roadblocks or make them power users, or make them extended results out of it, it just makes it more irresistible and has more perceived value, then immediately they're not concentrating on the price of it, but they want the deal. It's irresistible because they want the power that the deal has. And the big question really here is basically just to ask the question to yourself, why are they buying it? Okay, in other words, what are they going to get out of it? Okay, and if you can tune into that and help them get even more out of it than they expected, then suddenly you're a different proposition. Okay, so that's basically it. So I'm going to end there. I'll see you tomorrow or next Wednesday for the next e-commerce show. So as I say, we've done Secret Squirrel 2 now, or part of Secret Squirrel. Obviously, each one of these could be extensive and go on for years, but I'm just covering some basic things in this triad of Secret Squirrel optimizations. So that's it. I shall see you then. Bye bye for now. Go and sell some stuff. Bye bye. Bye bye.